Hello, everyone. It's Grayson. So, in honor of Juneteenth, I decided to recommend some current entertainment because a lot of times when people look at black talent, they tend to look at the past. But I want to focus on talent that's working today and whose careers can really benefit from your attention and your support. And this is an amazing list of black led movies, comics, and TV shows. And yeah, you will experience some really great storytelling and also some great history because most of this stuff pulls from real life events. Right off the bat, you need to watch Watchmen. It cannot be more timely to today's world and the topics it has. It has topics of race relations, vigilantism, law and order, justice, and more. This actually might be one of the few months ahead of its time. I really hope people will go back and watch this because this deserved way more attention around the time that it aired. And also, Dr. Manhattan in this show is amazing. And recent Oscar winner Regina King stars in this show, and she is hands down one of the best actresses and actresses of color working today. I have enjoyed her since Down to Earth and The Ant Bully, and she's just so talented. And while Hollywood usually spotlights younger and newer talent, Regina King has always worked her way up through Hollywood for over 35 years, which in itself is truly amazing. Yahya Abdul-Mateen is spectacular in this surprise role that he plays in the show as well, and the writing in the show is just purely brilliant. What I also think the show does great is that it highlights the Tulsa Massacre, which was a horrible thing that the Klansmen just literally just ravaged an entire town and just erased it from history. The town used to be called the Black Wall Street. It was this nickname, and it was a very prominent black community that they just wiped off the planet. And what I found interesting about Watchmen is that they actually made it take place in Tulsa, which highlighted it even more and made a lot of people more aware of the Tulsa Massacre that didn't know it before. So again, it taught us a lot about history that we should have known a long time ago. You should also check out one of Spike Lee's latest movies, Black Klansman. The amazing John David Washington was nominated for a Golden Globe for this one, and he earned it because he balanced the comedy and drama of his role perfectly considering the subject matter. Black Klansman is also extremely timely as it deals with racism within the community, law enforcement, and even entertainment, as it shows shocking actual footage from the infamous film The Birth of a Nation. Harry Belafonte has one powerful scene where he tells a story of a horrific public lynching along with some photos. I also suggest you watch this very powerful and sadly very timely story called The Last Black Man in San Francisco. This movie is a story about a black man who revisits his childhood home, which is now a gentrified neighborhood in San Francisco, where he is no longer welcome due to the prejudices that come with this new world. I also highly recommend Into the Spider-Verse and Black Panther, which fantastically represents the best parts of both black and African culture with a stylized superhero twist. Miles Morales, as a character in the comics and in the movies, has done a great job showing black and Latino representation, and statistics shows that those two main groups are the biggest and most prominent buyers of comics and video games. And since Spider-Man just Miles Morales has just leaped off of the big screen into getting his own game, this might be the best time to go watch his feature film. I also highly, highly recommend you watch Black Lightning. It's an amazing show with a prominent black lead and with great superpowers and great, excellent action sequences and great VFX. The politics in it are good but are grounded and it's not too preachy. And it also shows a prominent and very strong black family that we don't get to see a lot portrayed correctly or just portrayed nicely in modern television or even in past television, to be frank. So, all of this said, amazing show, and you should definitely be checking it out. Again, the VFX and the fight scenes are amazing. That might be one of the best highlights of the show. Now, on the basis of reading black-led comic books, I strongly suggest that you read Ta-Nehisi Coates' run on Black Panther. It is amazing. It's an amazing run. I have all 3 volumes, and yeah, they're just amazing reads. And the story's basically about how people are starting to rebel against the Black Panthers and the Black Panther tribe, and they want to form a democracy because they have been under the proclaimed cruel hand of an unjust ruler, which is Black Panther, and he tries to bring his friends in and tries to help rebuild Wakanda, but still keep it a monarchy, to still keep the family bloodline and the family name. It's a whole lot, and it has a lot of political undertones, but again, like I said about some of the other stuff I just mentioned, is not too preachy about it, and again, this is just a brilliant work of literature and a brilliant comic book in itself. So I do suggest you read all these 3 volumes. I also strongly recommend that you read this comic book series called Black by Kwanzaa Oziefo. I really hope I pronounced that right. But it's amazing. It's basically like a dark, grittier version of the X-Men if they were all black. It takes place in this universe where only black people or people of color have superpowers, and it's in their DNA. And the government is trying to track them down and kill them off so they won't start an uprising. And it's really good. Again, it has a lot of political undertones. And with these, they're not as subtle. And you can see right here and here again, is very like upfront about its meaning, and I think that's what I like most about it. Besides the superhero stuff, I think it's what makes it like original and what makes it so nuanced and so far far apart from the rest, and what makes it just what it is. And I like its uniqueness. It's very good. I also want to give a shout out to some of my friends who are black creators, Lejuane Bowens and Ebony Ocean. They have made some amazing books right here. Especially Lejuane. He made Blurred Lines, which is a bunch of nerd poems, and I think my favorite one is about which one is it? It's Oh, it's Eeyore's Dilemma. It's Eeyore's Dilemma, which is an amazing story. And there's one about Bowser too that's also hilarious. And yeah, Blurred Lines is something you need to check out. And then there is the Random Happenings by Ebony Payne, and it's about African tribe years later and where random happenings happen. It's a really wild story, and I really suggest it for a good read. And they're both simple and short reads that you could easily finish, and yeah, they're amazing. So you should really support these people and support their books so they can keep making and churning out more amazing content. I'll put the link to their books below. So that's my list of things you need to watch and read, and just really just watch and read and support for Juneteenth. What did you think of the video? Are you excited for Juneteenth? What are you doing for Juneteenth if you're celebrating it? Share your thoughts down below, and don't forget to subscribe to Greyson Talks Everything.